5 Nightly Habits of a Stoic. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, offers practical wisdom that can make our modern lives better and stronger. Long ago, famous Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca made Stoicism part of their daily routines. Marcus wrote in a journal, which helped him think about life and avoid too much comfort. Seneca had a special habit too. Every night, after his wife went to sleep, he thought about what happened during the day and how he could be a better person using Stoic ideas. In this video, we'll talk about how you can create your own nightly Stoic routine to end your day in a positive way. By learning from these ancient Stoics, we can apply their ideas to our lives today. These routines help us understand ourselves better and deal with life's challenges. They can bring more happiness and strength into our daily lives, making Stoicism a helpful guide in our modern world. Number 5. Reflect on the day's events. One of the ancient Stoics, Seneca, had a special nightly routine that can teach us a lot about self-improvement and self-awareness. Imagine having a quiet moment at the end of the day to think about how you behaved, what you thought, and what you said throughout the day. That's exactly what Seneca did, and he shared this practice with his friend Lucilius in a letter called On the Philosopher's Seclusion. Seneca believed that taking this time for reflection could make us better people. It's not about feeling guilty or punishing yourself for mistakes. It's about understanding yourself and growing as an individual. Let's discuss how you can follow Seneca's nightly practice in a simple way. 1. Find a peaceful spot. Look for a calm place where you won't be disturbed. It doesn't have to be a separate room. Even a quiet corner in your home will do. 2. Recall the day. Start by thinking back to when you woke up in the morning and go through your day step by step. Think about everything you did, the decisions you made, what you wanted, how you felt, the conversations you had, and how you reacted to different situations. 3. Evaluate your actions. Ask yourself some questions, like did I act according to my values and principles? Where did I make mistakes or fall short of my ideals? Or could I have handled things differently? 4. Learn from mistakes. Don't beat yourself up over your mistakes. Instead, see them as opportunities to learn and grow. Think about how you can do better next time when faced with similar situations. 5. Plan for improvement. As you reflect on your day, consider how you can apply the lessons you've learned to the future. Make a commitment to be wiser and more virtuous in your actions and decisions. Seneca's practice is like having a personal conversation with yourself, where you become your own mentor. It helps you understand your strengths and weaknesses, making you more aware of how you interact with the world. The goal is to become a better version of yourself each day, step by step. Number 4. Reframe negative events. Reframing, which means looking at things from a different perspective, is a valuable concept not unique to Stoicism. It's a powerful tool used in various areas like psychotherapy, the Socratic method, and practical philosophies to help us build a more positive and constructive mindset. In Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us to take responsibility for our thoughts and reactions, the core idea is that how we interpret the world and how we react to it depends on what we believe to be true about the world, ourselves, and other people. These beliefs are like the lenses through which we see the world, and it's our job to make sure they're clear and helpful. So in our Stoic practice, we have a special time in the evening to think about our day. We reflect on any challenges or negative interactions we faced. But the focus isn't just on what happened. It's on how we saw these challenges and whether our beliefs made things worse. Did we have negative or unrealistic beliefs that colored our reactions? If we identify such unhelpful beliefs, Stoicism encourages us to replace them with more positive and constructive ones. We also need to check if we're making assumptions about people or things. Can we be more understanding or give them the benefit of the doubt? This process isn't just about criticizing ourselves. It's about learning. We ask ourselves questions like, what can we learn from these experiences? How can we use what we've learned to grow as individuals? These questions help us become better people. The Socratic method is another way to reframe our beliefs and assumptions. It involves asking and answering questions to stimulate critical thinking. If you're interested in personal development, it's worth exploring. Number 3. Read Stoic texts. In our busy lives today, it's easy to forget some really helpful ideas that can make our lives better. One of these great ideas is called Stoicism, which is a philosophy from ancient times. It's like having a wise friend who can help us through life's ups and downs. To get the most out of Stoicism, it's a good idea to read the thoughts of some famous Stoic thinkers like Epictetus, Seneca, Musonius Rufus, and Marcus Aurelius. A simple way to do this is by setting aside just 5 to 10 minutes each day for some reading. It's not a lot of time, but it can have a big impact. Think of it as a daily reminder of the important Stoic ideas that can guide us to a happier and more peaceful life. Now, it's important to say that it's perfectly fine to explore other ideas and practices in life, even if they're not strictly Stoic. However, reading what these ancient Stoic thinkers wrote can help us remember some great advice and find inspiration. Let's see some books by these wise Stoic philosophers that you might find helpful. 1. Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor, and his personal journal, called Meditations, is full of his thoughts and ideas about Stoicism. Reading it can teach us how to build inner strength and stay strong in tough times. 2. Enchiridion of Epictetus. Epictetus was once a slave who became a philosopher. In his Enchiridion, he gives us practical tips on how to live a good life by following Stoic principles. It's like a handy guide to being a better person. 3. Seneca's letters. Seneca wrote letters to his friend Lucilius, and they're like a treasure trove of wisdom. These letters cover all kinds of topics, like how to deal with our emotions and how to face challenges in life. 4. Seneca's essays. Seneca wrote longer essays that dive deeper into Stoicism. These essays talk about things like anger, how life is short, and how to seek wisdom. They're like in-depth lessons on living the Stoic way. 5. Lectures and fragments of Musonius Rufus. Musonius Rufus might not be as famous as some of the others, but his teachings are just as valuable. His lectures and writings offer practical advice on being a good and virtuous person. By spending a few minutes reading these books every day, we can make sure we don't forget the core ideas of Stoicism. It's like having these ancient philosophers as our mentors, helping us live a better life in our modern world. Number 2. Practice negative visualization. The Stoics, a group of ancient philosophers, had a unique way of learning to be thankful and dealing with the fear of losing things they cared about. Instead of holding on to their possessions and loved ones tightly, they did something different. They spent time thinking about what it would be like if they lost those things, or if they failed at something they really wanted to do, or if things didn't turn out the way they hoped. This may sound strange, but it helped them in 2 important ways. First, by imagining losing something, they learned to appreciate it more. They realized that everything in life is temporary, and someday they might lose the people or things they loved. So they learned to be grateful for what they had while they had it. Second, by thinking about loss, they became less afraid of it. When we're scared of something, like losing a loved one or failing at something, it can make us really anxious. But the Stoics found that when they imagined these things happening, they realized they could handle the sadness and pain. This made them less scared and more appreciative of what they had. For a daily practice inspired by the Stoics, you can try thinking about how you would feel if you lost someone you love, a special possession, or if something you really care about doesn't go well, and asking yourself if you might be taking these things for granted, not appreciating them enough. Number 1. Prepare for tomorrow. To finish up our nightly routine, let's think about getting ready for the next day. We can plan ahead and decide how we want to approach tomorrow. We can also figure out what good qualities or virtues we want to show, and think about how we can do better than we did in the past. Tomorrow can bring all sorts of things, like meetings, parties, special occasions, or challenges that test us. The Stoics, who were wise thinkers from a long time ago, believed in getting our minds ready for these challenges. To do this, we can ask ourselves some important questions. 1. What might be tough tomorrow? We can try to guess what things might be hard or tricky tomorrow. This helps us get ready for anything that might come up. It's like putting on armor for our minds. 2. Learning from the past. Are there things tomorrow that are similar to stuff we've dealt with before? If so, can we do things differently this time? Looking back on what we've been through can teach us how to handle things better. 3. Being a good person. How can we be our best selves tomorrow? The Stoics thought about being good people, so we can think about what it means to be good in our actions. This means being wise, honest, brave, and kind. 4. Growing from challenges. What can we learn from the challenges that come our way? Challenges are like teachers. They can help us grow and become better. We should try to learn something from every tough situation. By asking these questions, we're like travelers preparing for a journey. We're getting our minds ready for whatever adventures and challenges await us tomorrow. This way, we take charge of our thoughts and actions, which is something we can control. It also helps us deal calmly with things we can't control. That's all for today, friends. If you liked my content, please don't forget to subscribe for more and press the bell icon. Goodbye.